How's it going, everybody? We got a weird one to talk about today, and kind of with heavy heart because it is one of the pillars of the community. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. We're talking about Sunlesskhan and the RuleOne team, which has some crazy things that were announced at the beginning of December. We're going to start with Sunlesskhan, kind of talk about it. We're going to answer some of the questions. Some people have been speculating about some things, which we did get clarification on is not the case. And then trying to think about what it could possibly be, because I don't think any of us know. So with that in mind, let's talk about the timeline of things, and we'll try to explain. First and foremost, it comes from Sunless. He ends up saying that, hey, tough announcement he needs to make. He's taking a step back from all things Rocket League for an indefinite time. We don't know when he's coming back, why he's leaving. We don't know any of the specifics of to what's going on. But what we do know is Sunlesskhan is a staple of this community, both for organization reasons with RuleOne, as well as his content. His content is unique. It's always exciting. It's really well made. And to which I always bring up the conversation of, imagine if Sunless was in Fortnite, if he was in Minecraft, if he was in something else, and how big he could actually be. Because the lack of content from Rocket League, I'm sure after a certain point, is driving him crazy, because it is tough to make consistent high quality videos when the developer isn't doing any favors. So he's tried to use all the opportunities and all the ideas he could, but with a lack of content, I can understand how frustrating it must be. He talks about, hey, it's difficult. I've been doing this for 5+ years, and maybe he's just burnt out because it is a grueling job. He didn't do anything wrong and he has zero regrets, just need to be offline for a good while to prioritize his physical and mental health. To which I responded to him, I'm like, hey, I'm sure it was a tough decision, but I'm proud of you for focusing on those things, because they are the most important. You know, his health, his family, his physical health, all that stuff is significantly more important. I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision. I'm sure with it being pretty much his sole source of income, and obviously he's made some good money and probably invested in and done some things to set him up for success. I am glad that he is continuing to be vocal about a time like this, and nothing but love for Sunless. Where this took a turn and where it became a little crazy is shortly after AMS, the sub for RuleOne's team, the day after said, fuck around and find out. Twitch, all of us are like, what? What are you talking? What is going on? Like, are these related? Is him taking a step back have to do with some frustrations with RuleOne? Is did Sunless do something like... for as much as I know Sunless, he's been perfect. He's never been part of any drama. He's always been super respectful. Did something happen? So I reached out to him Civic. I asked him what's going on and all that kind of stuff. And without too many details and everything, he did give me confirmation they have nothing to do with each other. Sunless's tweet and AMS's tweet is purely coincidence. That has nothing to do with these two things. He swears by it, and I trust in Civic's word as much as anybody else's. If you guys don't know, in Civic, he's one of the CEOs, co-CEO with Sunless on RuleOne. To which we then got more details, which provided some more information that some people may not have recognized. RuleOne does announce, as we saw, both RuleOne and killeerz, the twins on RuleOne, no longer have RuleOne in their bio, saying we're players for RuleOne. We then got the day later that they have been released. We no longer have RuleOne and killeerz over at RuleOne. To which we were curious on, like, okay, what's going on? And Cresper, I think, gave us some information he wasn't supposed to. So Cresper is their coach, and he talks about, hey, it's been a wild year. You know, we started with the best roster with RuleOne and killeerz. We wanted Nupo or Nalpo, but unfortunately he got banned 2 weeks before because one of the players in Saudi decided to say, hey, he was doing some unfortunate stuff, and they got a 1-year ban. And now he's obviously playing with elsewhere. But, you know, we got our first regional win. We got to go to a major. We got to go to Worlds. You know, we ended the season really strong. We took 2nd place at Gamers 8. Things were great. We appreciate you guys, you know, staying with us and supporting us and all this crazy stuff. And we wish things would have ended differently. You know, management and I tried everything we could to find a solution. And this is something that we'll dive more into. But we tried to do everything we could to find best intentions to suit everyone. But, you know, being the best sometimes isn't enough to keep it going in this industry. And unfortunately, the story comes to an end. So for the time being, I understand people would like to hear better news, but this is how it goes. We got more updates in the future, but for now, you know, always and forever in our hearts. And what he forgot to do is not be a little bit emotional. This is why organizations have PR teams, people that approve every tweet that is sent out. And it's because he, in his first iteration, said greed is a powerful emotion, and unfortunately the story has to come to an end. Which leads me to believe, and this is me assuming, I could be wrong about this, I think RuleOne and killeerz wanted to get paid. I think RuleOne and killeerz wanted to get paid some money. I think they asked for a crazy salary, to which they're like, We can't do that. It's unjustifiable. It doesn't make sense to do. And because of that, if you guys aren't willing to meet us somewhere in the middle, we've got to let you go. We can't pay this salary request. And what that salary request is, I don't know. I also don't know what numbers they came in with. I don't know how they were determining what price they thought they were worth. But I can tell you from like a corporate and like a business consultant type mentality, while MENA has some good opportunities, there's the Saudi E-League. They're obviously building their like crazy, their crazy stadium over there and all that kind of stuff. You're seeing all the stuff they're doing with golfing and racing and all that kind of stuff. Esports, for what it is in the RLCS, MENA has one spot. There's one team that gets to go to majors, and potentially, you know, we've seen up to 3 go to the World Championship. So for them to say we want all this money when right now esports is a marketing tool and the chances of you going as a guarantee are just not there, we can't justify this crazy money as an expenditure because the ROI we're going to get is probably not going to be there. So no, we can't pay you what NA makes, the $12,000 to $16,000 a month. We can't do it. And if they can't find a middle ground, then what other choice they have to say, hey, you know, you guys are free agents. Maybe someone else will pay what you want. Maybe they won't. But that's the risk we're going to take. We'll go and either save that money and not field the team, or we'll try to find a couple people that do want to join us. And that's the way it has to be. And that's kind of the scary thing about this entire offseason, right? We have so many teams. We have so many players that are moving around and balancing out in between contract buyouts in an ecosystem right now that is not going well. You've got players that are asking for more and more money. You're also seeing the other side of it where agents aren't asking as much. They're more realistic about the current state of things and know that organizations can't pay the exorbitant amounts. The fact that they're going to be required to do some more content and stuff so they can grow and build and get endorsement deals and partnerships and stuff to help pay for things, which most of those organizations aren't getting because advertisers don't have the money to do it. Maybe that'll open back up in 2024 as the new year starts for the marketing budgets. But as of right now, it's very tough to find someone who is willing to pay. I know like the best team in Apex Legends right now, the best team in the offseason, team that's dominant, EA doesn't have in-game support. They don't have in-game skins, rev share options. They don't have it. So even though salaries are anywhere from like 2 to 5K, teams don't want to pick up a roster because the ROI isn't there. They're not going to break even on their investment. It doesn't make sense to. And that's the reality of the way these things are going. And it's no different in Rocket League. So it's crazy stuff across the board. We also see people in chat saying, hey, Gyro just confirmed his team. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to assume it's with Percy and Drees. Fingers crossed for them. But again, I think there's a lot of potential of what these rosters could be. But the thing we know is that arguably the best team in MENA right now is only got one player with Mawson. So here's to see how it's going to play out. We've got some pretty interesting things in this offseason. I'll try to keep you guys up to date, but that is going to do it for me. Again, if you guys want more details, more additions, more details, we'll keep you guys up to date where we can. Easiest way to do so, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, or stop by the stream, twitch.tv/Lawler. And I will do my best to keep you guys up to date on the roster documents and all that kind of stuff as well. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.